A very good afternoon to you. If you're just joining us, this is Metropole TV Business Center. I am Jeffrey James Jogu. I will be taking you through today this afternoon. Agrotech Plus is a social enterprise that helps the country's poorest people, especially rural shareholder farmers, youth and women, through pairing them with technology to lift themselves out of poverty by providing appropriate financial services, user-friendly information, and unique business opportunities. Joining me on the show to discuss the business of Agrotech and their place in the agricultural value chain is CEO/founder of Agrotech Plus, Mr. Elisha Caleb. Welcome to the show, Mr. Elisha.
Thank you very much.
I believe it's not been easy. 4 years, right?
Absolutely.
4 years from 2000 and...
we started 2018, but basically we started going through the market on 2019.
Yeah. Talk to us about the state of the agricultural sector in the country against its potential. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Basically, as you have heard, this is Elisha Caleb. I'm the current CEO of Agrotech Plus and the founder at the same time. So basically, agriculture accounts for around 40% of the workforce in Kenya. But and at the same time, there's a bigger potential in terms of opportunities in this agriculture. From where we sit, agriculture, we have around 2 million smallholder farmers in the rural areas, but as Agrotech Plus, we are targeting to get the market of around 40% of this. And agriculture is the backbone of every economy. And from the look of things, in each economy that have greatly invested in agriculture and agricultural tools, at the end of the day, they succeed. Yeah.
Talk to us about the business of Agrotech Plus and what is your place in the agricultural sector, in Kenya's agricultural sector?
Yeah, I think so. As I said, basically Agrotech Plus, we are targeting the 40% of the agriculture sector in Kenya. And Agrotech Plus is basically known of its easy and straightforward business model, whereby we are bundling smallholder farmers with agricultural inputs, agricultural insurance, that's microinsurance, and agronomic information for these smallholder farmers. We basically work with these smallholder farmers from the start of the season to the end of the season, whereby we are also coming up with a strategy whereby we link these smallholder farmers to the market of their the market for their products. So I think Agrotech Plus has come at the right time to tackle the very needs of the smallholder farmers, which is greatly a challenge for these smallholder farmers. So basically, Agrotech Plus, we are leveraging on technology, that's machine learning and satellite data to solve all these challenges. Basically, we are using satellite data to know the credibility or all the credit worth of the smallholder farmer. And satellite data helps us to identify the high, low, and medium productivity areas of the smallholder farmers.
It's quite interesting to notice that you're considering even mkulima who has maybe an acre of land, or is it a large acreage that you're mostly looking at? Mm-hmm. What are your standards when it comes to dealing with the farmer?
From our research, it came to our realization that rural smallholder farmers are greatly marginalized. So for now, as Agrotech Plus, we are greatly working with rural smallholder farmers from a quarter an acre to around 5 acres of land. And we have really invested in young people, that's youth and women, because most of the institutions like banks and other companies have really forgotten about this tendency of culture whereby they have not invested in these young people and women. So Agrotech Plus is here to break this barrier of not investing in young people and women, because we believe that if a young person is equipped with the right tools that can drive the economy, at the end of the day, because they have the energy, they have the time, they can put the economy where it's needed at the end of the day.
Well, speaking on that, what precisely, what gap in the market are you feeling? What gap in the market are you feeling, to be precise?
Smallholder farmers, their problems are quite fundamental. They are not from perfect seeds, perfect fertilizer, perfect market. But these smallholder farmers really need good productivities agricultural inputs. So for Agrotech Plus, we are trying to bridge the gap of agricultural financing. That's from agricultural inputs, that's fertilizers, seeds, and at the same time, we are bridging the gap of agricultural insurance, because at the start of the season, most of the smallholder farmers lack tools of insurance, like insurance to agricultural inputs. And if these agricultural inputs, that the seeds succeed to germinate, they also lack an insurance cover that can cover their crops for the whole season. So that's why Agrotech Plus is here. And at the same time, Agrotech Plus, we are here to bridge the gap of lack of information. Smallholder farmers are too rural, and as I said, they are really marginalized. So they lack agronomic information that can keep them moving in their agricultural sector. So we have invested in technology to bring this, or to bridge this gap at the end of the day. For us, we are bridging this gap through a simple business model, as I said, that gives all these smallholder farmers agricultural inputs, agronomic information, microinsurance on credit.
True.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that our farmers are going through in the country, and what is your role to them? What role are you playing to address some of these challenges?
As I said, smallholder farmers are too rural, and sometimes, at some point, us as a country, we forget that these farmers exist. And if we forget that these farmers exist, the possibilities of the government or responsible institutions to invest in them is too minimal. It's very low. So for these smallholder farmers also, I hope you asked about the challenges. So these smallholder farmers, since they are very rural, information reaching them in their rural points is very uneasy. And at the same time, the smallholder farmers, they are not documented. They have no documentations that can give them credit to get loans from financing institutions like banks. And most of these institutions, like SACCOs in the local level, that's ground level, they have come up with rules that are oppressing these smallholder farmers. So for Agrotech Plus, we are leveraging in technology to make sure, or we are digitizing everything, to make sure that we have bridged this gap that our smallholder farmers are facing. And indeed, as from where I'm sitting, it's working out from the farmers that we have worked with for the past 3 years.
I see you mostly dealing with, of which mkulima, the small mkulima at home or in the rural areas, has been sought to be, it's like being paid minimally. It's like their jobs are not being appreciated. So speaking on that, All Matters Technology, you're a technology company. How are you able to rope in farmers who are in the rural areas and do not have access to this technology, or do not understand how to go through the technological part of Agrotech, so that they can be helped also?
As leveraging on technology, as Agrotech Plus, we have come up with a model whereby we are working with village agents. In every village that we are working with right now, we have village agents who are training these smallholder farmers on how to use our technology. And at some point, most of these smallholder farmers, some lack information about how technology works, or how to go through all this. And at the same time, these smallholder farmers have a challenge of accessing to these technological tools like phones. So that's why we have the village agents who can enroll our smallholder farmers to our database, and at the same time who can train our smallholder farmers on how our model works. Secondly, Agrotech Plus, we are having trainings on SSD technology, whereby we send information or messages to smallholder farmers who have already been enrolled to our digital platform.
Yeah.
Using this SSD technology, we are sending messages to the smallholder farmers to give them trainings, to give them information about climate change, to give them information on from the survey that we have taken using our satellite data, which crop and will best fit at this particular place. So these messages are basically in local languages for the smallholder farmers, because we understand some of the smaller farmers might be having challenges of these other languages.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. You've mentioned something about you give the farmers fertilizers, you have insurance. Let's say if it's maize planting season, you give them the seeds. So how sure are you that your customer will not, let me see, how will not forfeit or will not pay for all this? Is there some form of due diligence that you do to follow up on the customer? You may probably give out seeds to a certain customer and they run away with the cash. Is there some form of due diligence that you do?
Yeah, basically we are using the technology, as I said, we are using the satellite data.
Yeah.
The satellite data helps us to identify highly productivity areas, low productivity, and maybe medium productivity areas. From this data, we are also able to know the history of productivity of this particular farm.
True.
And at the same time, in simple terms, Agrotech Plus, we are using cloud-based technology.
Yes, yes.
So that's from cloud to crop.
Yeah.
We are transforming this data to the real information.
Yeah.
The due diligence that we do, the machine learning technology,
Yes.
helps us to identify the creditworthiness of the smallholder farmer.
Yes.
And at the same time, the history of this small farmer in terms of payments.
Yes.
Thirdly, we are working with smallholder farmers in groups, a minimum of groups of 10. So in terms of risks of repayment, we have not experienced that bad experience of unrepayment, because last year we had a 98% repayment rate.
Yeah.
Because our farmers, we believe in them.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, our target is to impact the farmers.
True.
So if the farmer is impacted, he doesn't see a problem of investing in the very thing or returning back the money.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So COVID-19 came. I believe businesses have suffered. What is the impact to you as Agrotech Plus towards COVID-19, and how are you coping up with the new form of livelihood after COVID?
COVID-19 to us, I think it gave us a time, or it gave us a platform to strategize, to come up with good ideas in terms of how to reach these smallholder farmers.
True.
From our point of view, our smallholder farmers were really impacted negatively by the COVID-19.
Yes.
Since the transportation or to having contact in terms of agronomic giving the agronomic information to the smallholder farmers, training them, and also the investment rate of this smallholder farmer in their farm really went down because of the challenges of COVID-19.
True.
But us being a agriculture technology company, we have been using the better part of our technology to train these smallholder farmers. As I said, in terms that they're using the SSD technology, that's sending the messages. Also, they're filling the surveys on our technology. and it also came it also came with a blessing, because late last year or early this year, we started partnering with Oracle, that's Oracle for Startups Clouds, to really impact these smallholder farmers using our technology. So it came with a bit of challenges and a platform of opportunities at the same time.
Which is good, because if you are able to bounce back, considering the fact that you began work in 2019, right? 2020 COVID came and you guys have just found a way out. I believe your farmers are happy, if I may say.
Yeah, in fact, the request rate of 2019 was around 10,000 smallholder farmers who are requesting for our services.
Yes.
But we managed to working with around 4,000 smallholder farmers since we are startup, and we are trying to come up with resources that can cover these smallholder farmers. So, but our target by the end of the year is to serve all these smallholder farmers who had shown interest, and also at the same time to increase the numbers.
I hope you don't mind me taking you back a little bit. All technology-wise, huh? You're all technology done, huh? What happens to, how are you able to reach, again, that farmer who does not have that smartphone?
We are using the village agents that we have.
Are they able to reach every single farmer out there?
Yes, yes, yes. You know what, to build trust with a smallholder farmer, just introduce him to a person he knows or she knows.
Yeah.
We have built a bigger bond, a bigger trust with these smallholder farmers.
Yeah.
Basically, our village agents are not from Nairobi. The village agents of ours are from the very place. Let's say if a farmer is from Webuye, a village in Webuye. So in Webuye, a village in Webuye, a smallholder farmer, let's say is in a specific family. In that specific village, we have a village agent who comes from that specific village. Somebody they know, somebody they trust, and somebody we have equipped with the tools in terms of information and how to handle our technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I get it precise. I believe there's someone at home who wanted that information. They maybe do not know if you have village. I'd say it's more of your sales team, right?
Yeah, our sales team. Our sales team. And at the same time, in the groups of 10, we have a group leader whom they choose themselves. We don't choose from our end. They choose for themselves, who will be responsible of all the requirements or the needs of this smallholder farmer. And at the same time, our packages are customized in such a way that they satisfy the needs of every farmer. They are not specific. A certain farmer might be needing beans, and the other farmer from Kiambu might need maize. So our packages are customized according to the desires, to the needs of this very smallholder farmer.
So moving on, what do we expect from Agrotech Plus in the future? Or where do you see yourselves in the next probably 5-10 years from now?
By God's grace, Agrotech Plus is growing big and bigger. We first thank Him for that. We are on our strategies. From the look of things, we are on the right track from the past, from what we have been doing. We have been rearranging or working on 5 value chains. We expect to increase these value chains to around 10. We want to include livestock and other types of crops as part of our value chain. We are also looking forward to include a new package of introducing to our smallholder farmers to the market. After our crops are ready for the market, we introduce them to the market, because right now we are in conversation with our like-minded ecosystems that have greatly shown interest to our packages. So we'll introduce this, and at the same time we are looking forward to increase our market in our beachhead market, that's Kenya, by bringing on board 16 more counties, because right now we are working with around 10 counties. So we are looking forward to introduce 16 more counties. And if God blesses us more, we are also looking forward to expand to other East African countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear
And the
from
key
you.
point, the most important part, we are looking forward to hit our target of farmers by the end of the next few years. That we are targeting the 40% of the smallholder farmers in Kenya.
Yes.
Around 400,000 smallholder farmers, if not 1 million.
True.
Yeah.
You've heard it for yourself, my viewers today. It was nice to tune in today. If you have missed the show, be sure to join us on our social media handles. That is Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, metropoltv.co.ke. I'm Jeffrey James Jogu. Have a blessed afternoon.